Today we're going to talk about two final spelling sounds, and we're going to use colonial and sugar as examples to help us brainstorm and sort some words with these sounds. Final just means that it's going to be coming at the end of a word. To get started, let's break colonial into syllables. And remember, syllables is just how we break it apart, and it helps us with our pronunciation. When we look at colonial, let's look at that ending. You'll notice that we don't hear a long vowel or a short vowel in the end of colonial. Remember that our long vowels for A would be what you hear in make, so you actually hear the A sound, and a short vowel for A, an example could be apple. So you're hearing an A or an A. We're not hearing that at the end of colonial. So that is going to be called an unaccented syllable. So an unaccented syllable, it just means that you're not hearing a short or a long vowel sound. Another thing that I want to point out is we have a spelling pattern of AL at the end, and even though this is an upside down EL, it's still this sound. So it doesn't actually have to be an EL to make that sound. This AL, there's a few various spelling patterns for that. Let's look at sugar, and we'll break sugar into syllables. So if we look at the ending of sugar, we still do not hear a long vowel sound, so we're not hearing make, that A, and we're not hearing the sound of a short A, such as apple. So sugar is going to be this final sound. Once again, the same thing. We have an upside down E and an R, but here in our spelling pattern, we have an A and an R. This is still making that same sound. You're going to do some practice sorting some words from this week's spelling list, and then also you are going to be starting to brainstorm how can we find this sound and also this sound in some words that you can think of. Before you do that, we'll just do a few practice. Some common spelling patterns. For our first sound could be, let's see, it's going to be an AL that creates that sound. Loyal. Another example could be capable. We have LE. For our second sound, it kind of looks like an A, sorry. We have a few spelling patterns that you can think about. If we look at the word lunar, we get this sound from AR. If we look at consider, we get that sound from ER. And our last word, let's look at minor. We're getting that sound from OR. So for our first sound, we can make it from AL or LE. And our second sound, we can get it from AR, ER, or OR.